GSL August. Today's lineup. Group A. I am NesTea 임재덕. 제넥스 Kyrix 한준. Slayers MMA 문성원. I am happy 안호진. Group B. OGSMC 장민철. I am MVP 정종현. Optimus Prime V 최성훈. MVP Noblesse 최도준. GSL August Round 32 Group A and B.
Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL Code S. I am Tasteless, and with me is Artosis. How you doing, buddy?
Dude, it is the first day of the new Code S.
Yeah.
I'm doing wonderfully. Thank you for asking.
We haven't casted in a little while.
No,
it's been
some time.
week. Does that sound right?
It feels like it's been forever.
Yeah, it's been too long. It's okay.
I think we cast
I
on
had to
Friday,
dust off my,
So it was 3 days.
3 days.
So
I forgot
that's
about
a week in
that.
StarCraft
Doesn't
time.
count. Yeah, that's a year now.
That's 3 days on normal
Taste
time.
shows us
On
love
the
time.
BattleNet time, that's a week.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. This is the Code S. Day one. We turn over a new page, a new chapter, and we're going to see who's going to, in about a month from now, who's going to be the new champion. We now have an official best player in the world since our last GSL finals. We have NesTea.
IMO, official since Season 2, but I'll let you do it, Tasteless.
Well, now with the results, at least we could say. I would agree with you. I thought he was better than everybody, too. Mm-hmm. But now he has the results where you really can't dispute
He's
it.
the best player in the world since Clyde, man.
Yeah, since Clyde.
It went Clyde. It went Fruit Dealer, Clyde, NesTea.
That's
how it
MC got up there in the orbit of that for a little bit. But
he was close.
Yeah, he was close.
But
and we're casting him today, actually.
Yeah, we're casting NesTea as well.
First game.
Will NesTea drop no games in his group? We'll see.
What if he did
starts
that
a streak,
twice?
Man. Just keeps winning GSLs out, losing games. Can anyone beat him? He doesn't play ladder anymore. We don't know if he loses in practice.
He's just never, ever lost.
Yeah.
Ever. He just doesn't do that.
No, why would
Some
he do
people,
that?
they dabble with that.
Some people
Not NesTea.
do a lot of that, Tasteless.
Yeah. For some people, that's all they do.
Yeah.
Those forever bronze people.
I know. I would love to see you hit him in the ladder, Tasteless. What would happen?
I don't know. I don't think the computer would handle
both
it.
disconnect at the same time. Both afraid of your records going
I know.
away.
You know me, in StarCraft 1, I actually was the record Nazi. I was actually the guy, I'd be like 45-3, and then I'd lose maybe 4 or 5 games, and then I'd reset my record.
Yeah, I did that too. You guys
we were
dumb.
the same. I'm like
just
no,
transfer your
it has to be
stats to
perfect.
another account that you can just play on when no one's looking.
Yeah.
That's what smart people did.
I had to Smurf. Get my Smurf account going. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This is the GSL brought to you by Pepsi, and we are going to have some pretty exciting games today. It's not just NesTea. We got MMA down here and many other great players. A lot of champions here today. It's going to be pretty sick, Artosis.
Yeah, it really is. That we have so many champions playing today. A lot of mirror matches as well.
Yeah.
Our first one, in fact.
So here's our schedule for this entire season. And I need to ask our producer what song this is because I'm digging this music right now.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty sexy. This is the kind of music you do it on the beach at. This is the only way I can describe it. Now, as you guys could see, we got a lot of awesome GSL action coming up here. Most of the individual matches are going to be Monday through Wednesday, and the team league is going to be held on Thursday and Friday.
Yep.
And, that's what we got going on here.
You got it, Tasteless.
I got it. I'm good at this stuff.
It's a nice full schedule right there. Saturdays and Sundays for the most part off.
And just
Sunday's not even included on this weekdays. This is the 6-day week.
That's God's day, Artosis. Now, just so you guys know, Artosis and me will be doing the Code S games.
Yes, we'll be doing all of Code S.
Yep. I know a lot of you guys have been asking us on Twitter.
Fridays.
Right.
For the most part.
Generally speaking, they're, occasionally if somebody has to take a day off or swap or something like that. But generally speaking, just so you guys know, if you want to tune in for us, those are the days that you're going to be able to join us. This is going to be cool. All I've been doing is casting Gozus as of late. Yeah. This is the great part of my career, Artosis, and yours as well.
Indeed it is.
That's
what I like to do.
Yeah. No jobbers. All right, so here's the match format, as you guys can see at the bottom of our screen here. First and second place go to the round of 16. The third place stays in the Code S matches. Don't forget about up and down as well.
Yeah.
Up and down, so pivotal. A lot of people apparently are, when I talk to them, are not watching the up and down. You should be checking those out. Those are that's like basically the most pivotal part of your career as a pro gamer.
That is the scariest match to be in, Tasteless, because if you lose that, I mean, you get fourth in your group today, you have to go to the up and down match, and if you lose there, you're in Code A, and you lose one more match, you're in Code B, and some of the best players in the world are stuck in Code B, Tasteless. It's so hard to get through.
Yeah, players like Younghwa.
Yeah.
Now, it's really important to understand that the start of every tournament is actually the most pivotal, at least for GSL formats, because once you win a game or two, okay, I mean, even if you don't win the tournament, you've at least secured your spot in wherever you're going to be.
Exactly.
Just like the first games of Code A, that is actually so stressful, especially if you've just now gotten there.
You have to win a game today, Tasteless.
Yeah.
If you go completely defeated today, as opposed to undefeated, it's bad, man.
It is bad.
Such a terrible place to be in.
A lot of pressure for all these guys. As you can see, here are the groups. We're going to be doing A and B, so we have players such as I'm NesTea, Zenix Kyrix, Slayers MMA, I Am Happy, and in the B group, OGS MC, I Am MVP, Optimus Prime, Lee, and MVP Noble S.
Yep.
Do not be confused. I know it looks like there's two MVPs in Group B. I Am MVP, that's the player MVP. There's also a Korean pro team called MVP, which is what Noble S is on.
Yeah.
So just for clarification with that. And, of course, the next Coda S games, we're going to have many awesome players. You see Bomber and Huck in there, Nada and Alicia, and many other players. So that's going to be a lot of fun to cast those. Code S has just turned out to be so perfect.
Yeah, man. Code S this season, totally sick. Notice on the 16th, there's going to be a ton of groups going on. Huck could not get back in time for tomorrow from the many tournaments that he flies around owning up.
Well, that's because he flies in the mothership. When Huck moves around, he does not take a Phoenix. He's actually in a mothership.
Someone's like, why doesn't he recall then? Well, mothership can't recall itself back to Korea.
Yeah, the mothership can only recall other units. So, he could recall our entire staff there, but we can't bring the studio.
That's true.
You can only recall units.
You could cloak the studio, but you can't bring it with you.
Yeah, you can cloak it, and nobody could watch it. But that explains that confusion with that.
Because there was a lot of that.
There was a lot of people asking me on Twitter. By the way, feel free to add Gulm TV's Twitter. It is Gulm TV. Check out our Twitters. He is Artosis. My Twitter ID is Call Me Tasteless. You know what we should do?
What?
I just thought of this.
All right.
We should have everybody message the Pepsi Twitter, thanking them.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
That is.
All right. It's been decided. Message Pepsi's Twitter, thanking them for sponsoring the GSL Codas. I just thought of that.
That's a good thought.
Yeah.
Sponsors really do appreciate that.
Yeah. Because whoever works for the Pepsi Twitter is going to be like, whoa. And then they're going to let those people know. Yeah. See what I did there? Mm-hmm. Helping esports. Everybody else is ruining it.
Good job, Tasteless.
They're all killing it, but I'm helping
they are.
Making the right choice. Also, please tell your friends and family and even your worst enemies to tune in, because we want to spread the word of esports.
Yeah, get your enemies in some other way. Don't deprive them of the GSL.
Yeah.
That's
poison them slowly in their food or something, but don't deprive them of GSL.
Like grind up glass and mix it in with their eggs. Eventually they'll bleed out through their stomach, but at least they watch GSL.
Did they do that in the TV show Oz or something?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, I think I've seen that from somewhere.
Oh,
that makes my stomach.
I'm surprised you got that, man. Yeah,
I watched Oz.
That's a terrible way to go.
Yeah, I know.
I never finished the series.
Eventually
it was just the same thing over and over, and I was like, okay, I get it. Prison's terrible.
Yeah, prison's pretty bad. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at
a video
we have for you guys.
코드 S 실력이 아닌데 있는 선수들이 몇 명 있어요.
상대입니다. 한준!
무슨 조지명식만 하면 바로 찍히는지 모르겠어요. 코드 S에 어울리지 않는다고 하셨는데 뭐 맞는 말이라고 생각하고
이렇게 나오시니까 또 좀 미안한데요.
좀 잘하시는 분을 상대로 하면은 좀 압박감이 들잖아요. 정신을 차리지 않을까 해서.
임재덕 선수랑도 많이 붙어보고 싶어 했는데 뽑아주시니까 뭐 대신 감사의 말씀 전해드리고 싶고요.
성원이 형이 MLG 끝나고 나서 지금까지 전화를 했는데 연락이 되질 않아가지고 그냥 제 의도대로 그냥 뽑기로 했어요.
안호진!
오!
일단 제덕이 형이랑 16강 갈 수 있을 것 같고요.
제가 그래도 저그전에 또 연승을 달리고 있어서 자신 있는 상태고 열심히 준비하고 오셔서 재밌는 경기 했으면 좋겠어요.
이번 시즌에서는 제가 선물을 드린다면 광탈이나 활퇴근을 시켜드리겠습니다.
이제 제 눈에는 코드S 우승밖에 보이지 않습니다. 각오하세요. 안호진 선수 제가 무섭다고 안 오진 않겠죠?
승강전으로 가셔서 한번 지옥의 맛을 한번 다시 보고 제가 이번에 승강전으로 꼭 보내드리겠습니다.
I'm NesTea, since we have like electro bagpipes playing right now.
Yeah, man.
NesTea, the best player in the world, undisputed.
Look at that. Ranking first place in the GSL with those mysterious GSL points. He's got 12,700 of them.
That's a lot of GSL points, Artosis. But look at this versus Zerg. As you can see, his most recent match is 10 wins and 1 loss. And that 1 loss, by the way, Artosis, is from seasons ago.
Yes, it is. Certainly is. It's interesting that he finally has that first place after 3 GSL victories. I guess it does make sense.
Yep.
I feel like we're on whose line is it anyways? The games are made up, and the points don't matter.
Now, NesTea, everybody is afraid of this guy. It's basically unheard of in any StarCraft tournament, StarCraft 2 tournament, to go through an entire tournament undefeated. That's actually
true.
just unheard.
It is. In this game, absolutely.
And here is Kyrix.
Now he's tied at 24th with his points of 1,650.
Now, as you can see, Kyrix has not had the most impressive games against Zerg here.
No.
3 wins and 4 losses. I believe last time we casted him, he did the 2 6 pulls in a row.
Yeah, and Lucira just like held it off with drones. Yeah, that's what happened, Tasis. And Lucira, as we saw, can't take a game off of Kyrix, or rather, can't take a game off NesTea. Now, if Kyrix can't take a game off Lucira, does that mean that NesTea could possibly win this game?
Call you crazy. I think you've added up the numbers right, Artosis.
That might be.
Wow.
When I get home, I'll take out my special abacus and see if my predictions were just lucky, right?
Get your sextant out.
That's right.
It doesn't make any sense. And here are 2 Zergs now.
I'm very excited. The new maps.
Shipyard.
Goodbye, Zelnaga Caverns.
Yep.
Goodbye, Crevasse. Good riddance, Crevasse.
Yeah, I didn't care
Get
for Crevasse.
Out of here,
much.
Crevasse. We have 17
here's the thing, Artosis, is that Crevasse is a fun map to play on. It's not as fun to cast on or to watch.
Especially when there's 17 Terrans in Codex this season.
Yeah.
Imagine how many TVTs on Crevasse we would have been watching, Tasis.
Yes, that is an excellent point. So I think it's great we're recycling maps.
Yeah. Antigua Shipyard, very good map. Of course, this is a mirror, so it won't tell us a lot about the balance of the map, but it's just been added to the map pool on the ladder.
Now, these maps are pretty new, so we're going to be learning a lot about these maps with you guys.
Absolutely.
We are StarCraft experts, but at the same time, you got to play on these maps to see a lot of games to be sure about the way you understand them. So, it's time. Let's go head-to-head here. CBZ, NesTea, the best player, the best Zerg in the world, against Kyrix. Can Kyrix cause an upset? We're going to find out in just a little bit. And when our great commentators have wrapped it up, we will get on this, I promise.
It's a good song.
It is. In the upper left location, 3-time GSL champion, the undisputed best player in the world. We call him Professor T. He is...
아니면 NesTea.
The total uncaring coldness in NesTea's eye there.
He's a killer nerd.
He only thinks about destroying other nerds and taking all the money.
That is an amazing picture.
Is that Xenix's line? It's a Reaper Bunny.
Reaper Bunnies, watch out. In the bottom left location, we have...
당신의 키릭스.
Kyrix. Now,
Faceless.
I feel like Kyrix can be a little bit overshadowed.
Of course.
Compared to NesTea, but Kyrix is actually a very good player.
Kyrix couldn't tie his shoes in the shadow of NesTea, Tasteless. That's how big and dark that shadow is over him.
That is very true. That's basically like,
go.
that shadow when in Independence Day where the ship came and the entire city was covered in the shadow. Yeah. That's what it's like.
It is very much like that. I think it's more like the shadow inside the world's lowest cave, where the entire Earth is casting the shadow. Sunlight can't possibly get down to Kyrix's Zerg when
that's the
NesTea's
shadow
up top.
that basically Kyrix is under right now.
Yeah. The shadow of a black hole where NesTea has sucked in all the light, Tasteless. There's no light.
Yes.
His Zerg is really well summed up by a black hole. Super dense, tightly compacted. He was a star, and then he collapsed into an amazing black hole.
An amazing black hole.
Yes.
It's much better than those just average black holes, Artosis.
Well, there are different types of black holes, Tasteless, but I won't get into that right now.
Now, Artosis is much more of a Zerg vs. Zerg expert than I am, since Artosis has a lot more experience playing Zerg. So I'm going to let you do more of the analysis in this game, Artosis.
If I must.
You must.
All right. I want to say this GSL Code S is starting off with quite a bang, Tasteless. We're starting off with NesTea. We don't have any terrible-looking makeup on the players in the intros. We have some great new music.
The Thundercats.
We have great new maps. I'm really excited about this season and what's going to happen.
Well, it's just so amazing that even Code A is so scary now.
Yeah,
there's a period where we were basically waiting for some of these players to be weeded out. They were good, but...
And NesTea, in fact, said during his little interview, man, that some players shouldn't be in Code S, and he chose Kyrix as one of them. And, I tend to agree. He's one of the weaker players in Code S.
Yeah, as good as he is, I don't know if he really belongs.
Yeah.
In Code S, we're going to find out, though.
Indeed, we are, Tasteless. So, right now both players are, of course, getting their expos up. NesTea's up a little bit quicker. Neither player looks like they're tending towards aggression quite yet. I love the very quick spine crawler in the main, by the way.
Yeah, that's pretty cute.
Very handsome
He would not scout that. He'd be like, no spine crawler here. Now he can wiggle it down, and you can see, we'll get a shot of it. As you can see now, he moves the spine crawler down. And these are the little things that allow NesTea to get so far ahead.
Yeah,
detected a spine crawler early on, you would instantly think, okay, he's going to be turtling a little bit. He's not going to attack me. He probably thinks I'm going to attack him. But having that spine crawler hidden, basically, that can throw Kyrix off.
It certainly can, Tasteless. Now, Kyrix is making a ton of lings and a baneling nest. NesTea, in the meantime, his Roach Warren is about to finish. He's going to be able to pop out about 4 roaches immediately. His Overlords pop and 4 roaches get started. NesTea just playing a beautiful game so far. He's even making a second spine crawler further back.
Yeah.
I love it, Tasteless. When you make it further back, then someone may possibly overcommit.
Exactly. They're going to attack into it. Then that spine crawler covers the spine crawler in the front.
One attack overcommittal, Tasteless.
I almost feel like Kyrix is being baited into this attack.
Yeah.
He's actually being completely tricked. We're going to see how effective it is, but I think with the number of roaches that are on the way right now, you should be fine.
He's got a great spread, too, Tasteless. Look at that spread. 2 queens, a 3rd spine crawler starting. His roaches are spread perfectly. He's got a medium amount of drones on both bases. He is safe, Tasteless. We'll see if Kyrix can get anything done here, though.
And Kyrix is going to be in for a shock when he sees that there's a second spine crawler. Oh, my God. Well, he took care of that pretty easily.
This is called How to Destroy That Rush by NesTea. Now Kyrix is in pretty big trouble, man. I mean, running some Zerglings by.
He did get the queens, to his credit, but unfortunately he spent a lot of money and really hasn't taken out any drones.
Yeah, and as those Zerglings do get cleaned up, he's just going to come with another Zergling attack. All NesTea really has to do right now is protect his ramp, prevent any Banelings from getting in with his drones, and I mean, it's 24 drones against 20. Everything looks really good for NesTea, especially considering he continues to drone and he's remaking his queens.
And basically what NesTea's done, just to summarize this, guys, he made his entrance look as if he would be weak by correctly hiding a lot of information. Kyrix bought the bait, went in there and attacked, and now he's sort of stuck continuing to do this, it almost looks like. I don't think it's going to be any more effective, though.
Well, the ancient NesTea proverb by NesZoo does state, Tasteless, when you are strong, look weak. When you are weak, look strong.
In The Art of War, written by NesTea.
The Art of Zerg, written by Professor T, thank you.
All right. He didn't go to Zerg, medical school to be called.
No, Tasteless. All right, so look at this. A nice little Zergling surround there on that Roach, taking out a few Roaches. Beautiful
nice
moves.
job by Kyrix, not bad.
Yeah, that's exactly the type of thing he's got to do.
Nice block. Using the Zerglings to get in there. Now the Roaches can deal a lot of damage.
That is Roaches killing off quite a few Zerglings there. NesTea just slightly up on supply right now, but his drone count actually has just been passed up by Kyrix. Kyrix just jumped up to 39 drones against just 31 of NesTea. But NesTea, of course, he has a lot of Roaches. He's very safe and secure. He's scouting quite well, as we saw right there. Sees that Roach Warren coming up. And his lair is on the way. So NesTea right now looks like he's probably just going to tech up, be a little bit safe, go ahead and get his Roach speed or Aspire. He does like both styles. In fact, he'll probably get both. NesTea has been relying a lot on mutas lately, and just use the quicker tech advantage to really get a lot of map dominance against Kyrix.
Yeah.
It's such a long map. You can't really go Roaches all game on it against a mutalist goer.
Yeah, this is a very big open map. A mutalist goer?
A mutalist goer. It took you a minute.
No, that took me a minute.
I was just smiling.
I was actually processing that. I'm like, did you just do that?
I do all sorts of stuff, Tasteless.
Yep, you're a sneaky guy.
Yep. All right, so right now, NesTea does jump ahead on drones again, as he should, 50-41. Looks like he may be taking another base pretty soon as well. Walking out into the middle of the map. Just kind of poking and prodding with his Roaches, forcing more Roaches for his opponent.
This is what we call applying pressure. You generally do it mostly against Zerg. You can even do it in Zerg versus Zerg, where you send your army out about halfway on the map, and they basically have to make defense or attacking units because they just don't know if this is for real or not. And then you turn around, and from there they're like, well, I really wanted to make drones, not Roaches.
Every race should do that against Zerg every game in nearly every situation, but not every situation, guys. Aspire is going up. But actually, let me jump back at that for one second. A lot of people might be like, well, why? Well, it's because Zerg makes units in rounds out of larvae. If you allow them to use those larvae exactly how they want to use it on drones. If you force them to use it on stuff like Roaches defensively or Zerglings defensively, then hey, man, they have less drones. What's up?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the whole point. All these Zerg units, with the exception of the Queen, come from the same source.
Now, a Hydralisk Den is going up, as well as some Spore Crawlers for Kyrix.
Now, I think NesTea's handling this perfectly, because going for the Spire here, also note he's taking that main in the upper right-hand corner.
Now
so that's
the
pretty
beautiful move.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do with a Spire.
How do you actually get Hydras across that long of a map?
You're just never going to be able to attack.
Yeah. So he is actually using the map size to his advantage, saying, you know what, you're not going to be able to attack in there very easily.
The only way he can actually take that out is if he were to send a lot of Zerglings when he was being harassed by Mutalisks. That's the only way.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's going to come down to sending Zergling groups around for Kyrix and seeing if he can actually get something done with that. Now, 6 mutas are on the way. NesTea looking pretty sharp, but so is Kyrix. I mean, Kyrix is keeping up in supply.
Yeah, he's
going a very powerful tech route.
Yeah, this, just so you guys know, Kyrix is not, way behind right now.
No,
that's not the case. I mean, his attack early on failed, but now he's still in this.
In fact, his army should win, I would say.
In an all-out fight, I would think so, but the question is, if NesTea drags us out, will Kyrix actually have a plan?
Well, he has.
I'm actually surprised that NesTea's moving out like this. That was actually the heaviest pressure I've ever seen. He went right to the front of the base and then turned around.
Well, I like that pressure as well. He's just testing in case Kyrix went a little bit too greedy. And now he's shown the mutas. Kyrix is going to have to play defensively with these Hydras. Now, will Kyrix actually tech up to Infestors? They aren't as good against mutas as they used to be. They only hold them for 4 in-game seconds, so it's a lot harder to actually kill off mutas with them.
Right.
So he may just opt for a lot of Hydras and a lot of Roaches, which is actually a good call.
This hatchery is going to have to be canceled. NesTea trying to come up from behind here with the Roaches. Actually, he may commit, but we don't have a shot of it, but down at the bottom, there's another attack going on.
This is a lot of units, and he's been flanked.
I don't think NesTea should have done this.
He's got to be careful, Tasteless, and look at this. Using the mutas very well.
He needs to just get rid of all the Hydras. And that was really good. He used the Roaches to target down the Hydralisks.
Exactly what he needed to do, Tasteless, and now he's got a bunch of mutas left against all these hurt roaches from Kyrix. Kyrix did force the cancel, but will end up losing a huge chunk of army. He's got to make a lot of Hydras right now. He does have some making, but he felt overconfident in there and made only roaches to rally up. So now suddenly he's popping out 3 Hydras, now 6, an Infestation Pit, and more Spore Crawlers, realizing, these mutas are a huge problem right now.
He controlled his army back in that battle perfectly. He should have actually lost that if he had not controlled that perfectly. And good, he took out that Overseer. I was wondering when he was going to kill that. That's such an expensive unit.
Yeah, more and more mutas do pop out. And at this point, Tasteless, NesTea may have the edge he needs to start barreling towards Kyrix over. I mean, he's got only a small amount of Hydras. And with this many mutas, if you don't have a big amount of Hydras, they can actually kill him quite quickly. Very low hit points on Hydras.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the mutas are being chased out. It looks like Kyrix is safe for now, but the real problem is Kyrix just doesn't have any map presence. With these Mutalisks out here, doesn't mean the Mutalisks can attack it and kill him. If he leaves his base, then the Mutants can go in there and start killing drones. And this is sort of how you end up with a Zerg player like Kyrix who might have painted himself into a corner.
Well, it looks like NesTea may be switching back over now.
Oh, he's actually going to do this.
Oh, wow.
I don't think this is a good idea.
Yeah, this is pretty dangerous right here, Tasteless. If he's going to attack into Spine Crawlers and be flanked by roaches with mutas coming in, I mean, he's just going to get crushed.
I think right now Kyrix keeps thinking that NesTea's on 2 bases, but in fact NesTea's on 3, trying to take 4.
And look at this,
my God.
NesTea coming in now
look
flanking on the high ground.
See how he's using the roaches to hit the Hydras? Once the Hydras are gone, then the mutas come in, they clean this up, and that might have been the game ending
right there.
Yeah, there's actually nothing he can do
now. Kyrix won't leave right away because he does have 3 base, and that's a lot of income, but this is just, it's not working.
If Kyrix had, can you just check for me actually on our preview screen? Can you check and see, does he know about the upper right base? He doesn't, right?
Yes.
Oh, he does know about it. Okay, he must have scouted that with his Zerg lead. So, yeah, I'm actually surprised he's still in the game, but it looks like this is going to end in a moment anyways, as NesTea is going to force Kyrix out.
He's got to be careful with those Hydras, though. Or rather, those mutas. A lot of Hydras are popping out. But nice targeting here by NesTea, just going over and sniping. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Zerglings even coming down to help take out those Hydras. Hydras, of course, terrible against Zerglings. Fine against Roaches, but not alone. They need things to tank damage for them. But looks like NesTea going to clean this up pretty easily. There's Fungal, but again, it's only 4 seconds. That won't help out too much. Just do some damage to the mutas. Kills off a few there. And, ooh, a nice additional Fungal. Killing a few more mutas
He took out a lot of mutas.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the third base right now for Kyrix is not mining.
His supply is plummeting. Tasteless 80 right now to 122. 50% less supply than NesTea. And NesTea is looking pretty invincible. A comeback from here is quite unlikely, I must say.
Well, especially if you're playing against NesTea, who doesn't really make mistakes.
Mistakes are for other players, Tasteless.
Yeah, he doesn't do that. Some people, they dabble with mistakes. He's over that, man.
He's the perfect Zerg.
He is.
If there was a Zerg that was perfect, it would be him, Tasteless.
He is pretty much unstoppable right now.
If Tasteless was a Zerg, he would be NesTea's Zerg.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, now that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is a nice little move here by Kyrix. In his defense, just send some roaches up there. At least delay the mining while Kyrix tries to get back on his speed. I would have sent less roaches than that. Yeah,
unfortunately for him, he's just going to lose all of these roaches as NesTea has a big clump of roaches coming up to make sure that they're dealt with.
And you can see NesTea now making more spine crawlers, basically solidifying his win.
A ton of infestors being made by Kyrix. Now, if he gets a really huge amount of infestors and has his Hydras out there, of course, Hydras outrange mutas and roaches. So if he has enough fungals microed correctly, his Hydras can just pick things off. So that's something NesTea's going to have to be careful about, but he is getting yet another base. He's going to go up to a 5th base while Kyrix is trying to take a gold in the middle.
Basically, the only way that Kyrix can pull through here is if he drags this game out and takes the bottom right side of the map.
Yeah, he needs to really drag it out.
You would have to basically turtle harder than NesTea is right now. And that's going to be pretty tough to do because by then NesTea can take the Broodlords. There's a multitude of different things he can do, but...
Yeah, there's all sorts of things. I mean, he can switch over to Hydras, he can go Infestors, he can just get great upgrades. I do know that NesTea is a fan of the Ultralisk in this matchup.
Yep.
Fungal does not do a lot to him, neither do Roaches. Zerglings don't do a lot. Really, Hydras are the ones that do quite a bit to them.
Yeah, which is kind of funny coming since we both played StarCraft 1. Just
yeah.
Thinking about Hydra's attacking Ultralisk. So, okay, the gold base is up. Now, I'm asking myself, is NesTea going to try to smash that right as the drones get there? Because...
Well, NesTea right now, he is up at 90 drones against 59 of Kyrix. So even though Kyrix has that gold base, I mean, his mining is far, far less. I think NesTea might just be waiting for some more upgrades. You know, he's making an unbelievable amount of spine crawlers. He's getting his infestor upgrades. He's getting 2-2. He's getting a ton of infestors as well. And yeah, he's looking like he wants to enter into invincibility mode. You know, just an unbelievable amount of defense. And I would not be surprised at all if he starts his hive pretty soon here. He's just being careful, Tasteless.
Yeah. Well, this is, you know, one of the most important phases of the tournament.
Yeah.
Because you make a few mistakes here, get too cocky, and you're out. So NesTea's playing very conservatively.
Well, NesTea knows if he gets out of groups, Tasteless, he wins.
Yeah. All right, now this is brilliant by NesTea. Just counterattack into the main.
And Kyrix, wow.
What?
Kyrix cannot go for a counterattack, really. Look at this, see?
Yep.
Look at those spine crawlers. This counterattack not going to work out well for him, although he may kill the base on the other side of the map. Most of NesTea's bases are safe.
Well, this is sort of a trade scenario, and what he can basically do is get in here. You can take out the important tech structures, take out the hatcheries as well, and even though Kyrix is going to manage to wipe out the upper right side of the map, it doesn't really matter because NesTea's going to have a secure main and secure tech tree.
Exactly, and he'll still have mining bases, whereas what does Kyrix really have? Just kind of a mediocre army in the middle of the map.
And now you can see he's turning around right now. That was a good job hiding the drones there. Kyrix is turning around, but he's going to have a hard time because the ramp can act as a bottleneck. He's not going to be able to get his army up there, which means all the stuff in the main is going to be destroyed.
Yeah, he's even getting a Hydralisk Den at this point. NesTea covering all of his bases.
So basically, Kyrix is down to one hatchery at the gold base and one hatchery making at the far right location. Does NesTea have vision of that, Artosis?
I'll tell you in one second, Tasteless. No, he has no idea about those new hatcheries going up, but looks like he will clean out this base. Look at that, Hydras with the fungal, such a great combination.
Basically, this army that we have a shot of right now is all that is left for Kyrix.
Yes.
He's going to have to MacGyver his way to a win if he's going to come back. And look, I just don't see it happening. I think Kyrix is actually doing a pretty good job in this game.
Yeah, no, I mean he's playing a very strong ZVZ, but he's going against the man who knows ZVZ like no other. The man who has no equal. The second best Zerg in the world, Tasteless, can't take a game off him, so it's pretty strong.
So that's pretty good.
It's pretty all right.
In summary, that's a pretty good player.
It's pretty okay.
All right, Fungal versus Infestors fungling each other.
Yeah, that's always fun to see.
Oh my God, that was such a good fungal by Kyrix.
That is a great fungal,
that
but he's
could
only
not
got
have been better.
Yeah, he's got 4 fungals left here. He's got to be careful. He's got very low health on his infestors.
Fungal on the infestors. And if you could time it out just right.
And this is, well, NesTea has so many units
stuff,
all over the place. Yeah. We should be seeing GG just momentarily here. GG. NesTea 1-0 against Kyrix at the moment.
Well played by NesTea. He did a really good job in that game. And, you know, I think there were moments he could have taken Kyrix out and finished him off, but let's face it, you want to be safe.
Yeah, so NesTea wins. He's up 1-0.
Yep.
And he's going to wait for the winner for the next match. Kyrix, on the other hand, his Codes life may very well be in the line in just a little bit here.
Right now, I know what this guy's thinking. He's thinking, I might be going down to Code A.
Yeah. Those up and down matches, man.
Yeah.
Those are difficult.
Yeah. You don't even want to deal with the up and down matches.
No, you don't want to deal with
those. All the pro gamers say, I hate being an up and down.
It's the most stressful thing possible.
Absolutely. Well, that was a great ZVZ. We don't normally see Zerg vs. Zergs go on for that long.
Well, you know, NesTea, along with that fungal nerf, or, well, it was a buff in some ways, a nerf in some ways, and ZVZ was definitely a nerf.
Yeah, the properties of it.
Yeah, he's realized, finally, someone is actually making mutas in the matchup. I mean, he controls the middle of the game, the mid-game, and then he transitions to something else. His bases are safe. He's keeping you in your base, taking out overlords. If you misstep one time, he's killing off a bunch of your units, getting great scouting in. great Mutalisk play. I'm sure that in the future, as people start to catch up to where NesTea's at right now, we'll see a lot more Mutas in the matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the big factor for whether or not you guys go Mutas, because Zerg kind of a funny matchup. It's so much about the map.
Yes.
That's a big map. So on big maps in general, not even just for Zerg, but for StarCraft 2, when you're playing Zerg, Mutalisks are always good on big maps.
Yes, that's
because you can
very
attack
true.
them. If they come back to attack you, you can attack into their main, or you can go back and defend.
Especially big maps with nice choke points, Stasis.
Right, and maps with a lot of Zelnaga watchtowers, because you can take out everything there and control the map. And for a second, I thought each of these guys were like just squatting on thin air as I saw this graphic.
White chairs against a white wall, Tasteless.
Yep. So as you can see, NesTea with 1 win. This isn't too shocking. Kyrix is down a game, and I think what's going to be more interesting is when Kyrix has to face off against his next opponent.
Yeah, certainly. Well, his next opponent might be this guy, MMA. He is the MLG Columbus champion, runner-up of MLG Anaheim.
Yep.
And runner-up of Super Tournament. So this guy, he's pretty scary, man. I don't see him going to the up-and-down matches, I tell you that much.
Yeah, MMA is just so incredibly good. He's been mentored by Slayer's Boxer. He's also on Slayer's Boxer's team, Slayers. And I think this guy we're going to see him a lot in the future of StarCraft 2. He's already basically done it. He's won so much stuff already.
But he's
still trying to win a GSL tournament.
Oh, yeah. He was very upset after losing to Bolt, or Optimus, as we call him as well.
Yeah.
Cleaned the floor with this poor guy in their finals. But he is here, man, and he said, his goal is to just stay in Code S for now. So,
yeah. I think that's a realistic goal.
Yeah.
Some of these guys, like when you have Hongun, who's like actually like, well, I'm just going to win the whole thing.
It's like, no, you're not.
No, Hongun, man. Like,
Sorry,
I
dude.
admire that, but like, is that really your goal every time? I mean, I don't know. Just like, I think it's more realistic the way he's doing this. Here is Happy.
Happy. He is very, very good at TVT Tasteless. This should actually be quite a nice match.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty scary match here.
We haven't seen, well, this, of course, is his first Code S. So now
he's come all this way.
He's in the league with the big boys. You can perform in GSTL all you want, but can you perform in Code S when it's just you playing for yourself?
There's so much pressure, too, because even in GSTL, let's say you lose a game, your team might win. Or if you win a few games, I guess the point I'm trying to make is there's not as much intense pressure. This is the big moment for him.
It certainly is, Tasteless.
First time in Code S.
I have to say, I think that this next match, it's going to be on Belshir Beach.
Yep.
I could see it going either way.
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, MMA has much more practice under huge amounts of pressure, but Happy is a great Terran. His TVT is really quite nice. I don't know how this is going to go.
I would lean slightly towards MMA just based off the results. And MMA is a guy, he does put a lot of pressure on himself. Like a lot of pressure. But he also has a lot of experience.
Very true.
Happy, when we saw in the intro video for these guys, he was pretty confident. Well, he said, I'm going to send you back to hell in Code A or something.
Well, IM has a lot of faith in this guy. They used him in the most recent team league in an area that you and I thought was a little bit peculiar against Bomber after MVP loss. So obviously his TVT is maybe even better than we've seen before in the Code A. And in the GSTL.
This is one of the players I don't have as much experience with, just the time we casted with him. So we're going to become acquainted with this guy as we see him. If he stays here in Code S, that's a pretty tough feat to do, especially in a group like this. All right, Artosis, it's time. The countdown has started. Terran versus Terran. MMA against Happy. Slayers against IM. On the map, Belshir Beach. Bring some sunscreen. Bring the beach ball. Bring that little bucket thing so you can make some sand castles here on the beach. Bring a Corona with a lime in it. Ooh, that's good on the beach.
Yeah, it is.
That's what you want to drink on the beach. All right. The game is now loaded up. We're going to see our first Terran versus Terran in this season's Code S here at the GSL.